was that all about?
Oh, we're playing hide and go seek. But no matter where I hide, Bimbo always finds me.
Why don't you let Bimbo hide for a change?
Where would an elephant hide?
I guess you're right.
Come on, Bimbo.
Hey, Joey, do me a favor, will you?
Yeah, sure thing, boss. What is it?
We're giving a special performance this afternoon for Mrs. Martha Murdoch.
Martha Murdoch. Say, she's about the richest old lady this side of the Rockies. Yeah, she's the one who made all those lucky gold strikes.
That's the one. She owns that big estate we passed on the way in. Why don't you go over and have a little talk with her?
Oh, man, I'd be glad to do that. Maybe some of her luck could rub off on me, huh?
Could be, Joey. Could be.
I asked you to come over this morning, Gerald, because I have a little surprise for you.
Surprise?
Yes. I'm having a paper drawn up putting you in full charge of all my business affairs.
Ah, thank you, darling. And you can rest assured I'll take very good care of them.
1 lump or 2?
2. The tongue, dear.
Now you can give up that brokerage business of yours and concentrate on nothing but my mines.
That's exactly what I had in mind. The spoon, dear.
Ah, carnation. Do you think you can ever make a lady out of me?
Of course, darling. A priceless jewel is always easily polished.
Judge Simmons has arrived, madam.
Show him in.
I am in. Nobody has to show me where I'm going.
Good morning, Judge.
Howdy. What do you want to see me about, Minnie?
Please, Josh. I've asked you not to call me Minnie.
All right, Minerva.
Have some tea, Josh?
Tea. Ha!
I think I'll be running along, Minerva. I have some business to do at the office.
I'll have the judge drop into your office with that little surprise that I promised you.
Judge?
Josh, I want you to draw up a power of attorney in favor of Mr. Van Dorn.
What?
I'm putting Gerald, Mr. Van Dorn, in full charge of my mines.
Oh, now, Minerva, as your oldest and closest friend, I must advise you against this. You haven't known this man very long. How do you know you can trust him?
When a woman marries a man, she's supposed to trust him.
What?
Gerald and I are to be married next month.
Oh, no.
Evidently, Josh, you don't approve of it.
Did you expect me to?
No. But you didn't want me to marry Hardpan either.
Well, that was because I was in love with you. Well, I guess I still am. But when you decided to marry Hardpan instead of me, I figured you made the right choice. This time, I don't think you have.
Gerald can give me all of the things that my money can't buy. Culture, refinement, and social position.
You're buying it, only you don't know it.
All my life, I've wanted to be a lady.
A lady? Why, Minerva, you've always been a lady. Ever since way back in the days when you were just plain Minnie Starr. The queen of the Golden Slipper Casino. Yeah, I'd have busted anybody in the snoot who said you weren't.
If I remember right, you did bust a few snoots.
Yeah, it's pretty handy with my dukes in those days, wasn't I?
Yes, but those days are gone now, Judge. I'd just as soon forget them.
Why, Minerva, forget the days when you were the prettiest gal in Colorado and the toast of the Rockies?
When I was the queen of the Golden Slipper, the social ladies of the town never accepted me. But I always had a dream that someday I could be like them with all their fine manners and proper talk. Well, now I've got the chance to make my dream come true, and nothing or no one is going to stand in my way.
Well, then I guess nothing I can say is going to make you change your mind.
That's right.
Well, I'm still going to say one more thing. If this Van Dorn fella don't live up to what you expect, I'm still not too old to punch him right in the snoot.
I'm sure you'll never have to, but thanks anyway, Josh.
I beg your pardon, madam. There are some people here from the circus to see you.
Show them in, Judson.
This way, gentlemen, please. Mr. Joey and Mr. Court.
How do you do, gentlemen? I'm Mrs. Murdoch, and this is Judge Simmons.
Howdy.
I'm giving a small party this afternoon to announce my engagement.
The boss sent us over to see about the entertainment you wanted.
Well, I'd like about an hour's show for a few special guests. Can you arrange it?
Oh, we can do that fine. Why, we could stage it right on your front lawn, about 6 acts.
That would be perfect. How much will that be?
Well, for a show like that, we generally get about $200.
I'll give you 5.
We'll make it an extra special show.
You know what that is, son?
Sure, it's a rock, but it's kind of heavy.
It should be. It's loaded with gold.
Real gold?
All these rocks were taken from my mines. This big one here is the first piece of quartz taken from the first mine that me and Hardpan found. That's Hardpan up there. Of course, he ain't much to look at in that picture, but he sure was a handsome galoot when I married him. Had a big crop of hair, almost the same color as yours.
Sort of yellow?
Ain't yellow, son. It's golden, and be glad you got it. 'Cause I never saw a golden-haired man yet that wasn't honest and straightforward, just like Hardpan. Why, he never told a lie or double-crossed anyone in his whole life. Oh, there I go, getting carried away. You may keep that rock if you like.
Gee, thanks, Ma'am. I never had any gold before.
Maisie! What are you doing here?
Sorry, sir. You must have me mistaken for someone else.
Well, you look just like a girl I used to know with the Callahan shows. Was married to a fella named Davis. You don't have a twin sister, do you?
No, sir. I haven't, sir. There you are.
Oh,
I'll expect you here at 2 o'clock.
fine. Thank you. We'll be here.
And thank you for the gold, ma'am.
Come on, Court.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Corky, will you please hold still? You want to look your best when you're performing before the richest woman in the West.
Gee, Uncle Joy, where did she get all her money?
Oh, Mother Nature's piggy bank.
Mother Nature's piggy bank?
Yeah, all these mountains here, all filled with Mother Nature's treasures. Lead, copper, silver, gold. I guess Mrs. Murdoch owns it all, too.
Gee, if she likes us enough, she may give us one of her gold mines, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing about gold mines, Corky. No matter how many of them a person has, they never seem to have one to spare. Now, just a little bit more off the bat and you'd be all finished.
Am I next?
Oh, hi, Judge. Hey. There you are. Go on, beat it. What do you have, shave or haircut? I'm pretty good at both of them.
Neither. Just a little conversation.
Well, I'm pretty good at that, too.
About that maid over at Mrs. Murdoch's, the one you thought was Maisie.
Funny thing. I never saw two people look so much alike.
That's what I was thinking. Did you say she was married?
Yeah, a fella named Davis. Frank Davis. We worked together for a season with the Callahan show. He wasn't much of a clown, so he left the business.
What'd this Davis fellow look like?
Oh, he was sort of medium height and medium build. Just, medium kind of fella.
That doesn't help me very much.
Well, hey, I think I still have a group photograph that was taken of him on his wedding. You wait. Yeah, here.
Gerald,
What are you doing here?
but I had to come and
I
see
told
you.
you never to come to this office.
But this is important. After you left Mrs.
Change
Murdoch.
the subject. We seem to have a conflict. Yes, you can tell Mrs. Murdoch I'll see her later tonight.
Very well, Mr. Van Doren.
Just a minute.
Doris just brought me a message from Mrs. Murdoch.
Good. I have one for you, too.
Oh, yes, the little surprise that Minerva promised me.
No, it's a little one of my own, Mr. Van Doren. Or should I say Mr. Davis?
What's that?
Oh, I am sorry. I should have said Mr. and Mrs. Davis.
What are you talking about?
Just take a look at that.
Sir, if you think any one of these people is one of us, you're very much mistaken.
And if you think you can talk your way out of this, you're very much mistaken.
Is this some sort of a joke?
If it is, it's on you. Your pal Joey gave me that picture. And he stands ready to identify both you and your wife.
Well, it's his word against ours.
I don't think I'll have any trouble proving it. So I'm giving you and your wife exactly 1 hour to get out of town before I throw you both in jail and toss away the key.
On what charges?
Oh, conspiracy, fraud, larceny, extortion, just to name a few. I'd throw you in jail right now if I wasn't afraid of making Minnie the laughing stock of the town. So take advantage of my generous offer and make yourself scarce. And don't try to see Minnie before you leave, because I'll be keeping an eye out for you.
Well, I guess that sort of washes up our plan to get Mrs. Murdoch's money.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Mrs. Murdoch has that private little old safe of hers that's just chock full of souvenirs that I'd like to take with me.
Are you out of your mind? The judge wasn't kidding. You'd be arrested the minute you set foot on her property.
Not if they didn't see me, and I think I've thought of a way.
What are you going to do, make yourself invisible?
Just the opposite, darling. just the opposite.
Hey, Joey, hurry up. The rest of them are way ahead of us.
I'm coming, boss. Hey, Corky, don't you let my feet bounce out.
Okay, Uncle Joy.
How do I look?
He looks more like Joy than he does himself.
And now, ladies, it gives me great pleasure to present first, directly from their triumphant European tour where they entertained the crowned heads of Europe, the one and only Captain George Wallace and his Liberty ponies.
Boy, it's awful sultry today. Hey, Corky, you think you could get me a drink of cool water?
Sure, Uncle Joy, right away.
You better hurry, funny man. The show's already started.
Here's your drink, Uncle Joy.
Huh? Oh.
Oh, your flower's crooked.
Oh?
That's all you want?
Yeah, that's all I want. Give the rest to the elephant.
Hey, here's a nice, cool drink, Bimbo.
Well, that's a fine howdy-do. Here I am practically dying of thirst, and you give my water to the elephant.
But you told me to.
Corky, I asked you to get me a drink of water, remember?
I did, and then you said you didn't want any more. And you told me to give the rest to Bimbo.
When was that?
When you had your flower crooked.
Look, never mind trying to mix me up. I'll find my own water.
Gee, Bimbo. Uncle Joy's a little stiff. Maybe the heat's getting him down.
What are you doing here? Oh, so that's what you're up.
Gee, Uncle Joy, you're real funny today.
I was trying for one of those gold mines.
Hey, who's that?
Huh?
Well, that's me. But, no, this is me. Let's go see who that is.
All right, fella. What are you doing in my outfit?
Don't you recognize your old pal, Joey?
Davis.
That's right. I didn't think you'd mind if I borrowed your spare outfit for a little masquerade party.
Well, I don't know what this is all about, Davis, but you better come over to the house and we'll find out.
We're not going anywhere. You are. I wouldn't want to shoot one of my old friends, so don't force me to.
Well, what are you going to do with us?
Nothing very much if you behave yourselves. Now, come on, get going.
And now, in conclusion, those international favorites, the Nimble Airs.
You're not going to put us in here. Just long enough to keep you out of circulation till I'm in the clear.
Well, how are we going to get out then?
I'll send word back from Junction City. Now, in with you.
Gone. Oh, that's awful solid.
What are we going to do, Uncle Joey?
I'll think of something. And look out, Corky. Now, stand back now. Now, guess I'll have to think of something else.
That concludes our special performance, folks. And for those who want to see an entire show, we will have an afternoon and evening performance in the Big Top. Thank you, one and all.
And now, girls, I have a special announcement for you.
Just a minute, Minerva. Before you make any announcement, I must speak to you in private. Before you make a fool of yourself, you better listen to me. This fellow...
Mrs. Murdoch! Mrs. Murdoch! Your safe has been robbed.
When?
Just now, one of the clowns did it. I caught him in the act, but he knocked me out and got away.
What's all this about a clown robbing the safe?
That's right. It was the one with the funny little hat and the big red nose.
Well, that's Joy, but you must be mistaken. He wouldn't do a thing like that.
Why wouldn't he? He was here this morning. He saw where the safe was when I paid him for the show.
And I tell you, he wouldn't do anything like that.
Judge, I think the whole circus is in on this. I want Mr. Champion arrested.
Now, wait a minute, Minerva. We've got to find Joy before we arrest anyone.
Where is he, Mr. Champion?
Probably back at the circus. I told them all to hurry back there after the show was over.
All right, then. I'll go back to the circus with Mr. Champion. I'll have a talk with Joy. If he's guilty, I know how to handle it. In the meantime, just relax. Come along.
Why can't you think of something else, Uncle Joey? I'm getting hungry.
I am thinking, Corky. You can always depend on Uncle Joey to think of something.
There's somebody else I can always depend on. Hear that?
Bimbo!
Come on in. I'm in here, Bimbo. That's right, Bimbo. Good boy, Bimbo. Good boy. See, Uncle Joy? No matter where I am, he always finds me.
He sure does.
We're so sorry, Minerva, that this awful thing happened. I know you are. Don't worry about it. Oh, look. Judson, there's the thief. Grab him.
Grab him? Oh, yes, madam. Now, I warn you, sir, don't start any more funny business.
That's the way I make my living, with funny business.
And also by robbing safes. Where are my jewels, you crook?
Jewels? Safe? Oh, you got the wrong man.
Oh, no, I saw you robbing the safe.
That was Davis, made up to look like me.
Who is Davis?
The man who calls himself Van Dorn.
Gerald?
That's right. His real name is Davis, and he is married to your maid, Doris.
That's impossible.
Honest, ma'am. Remember you said you trusted anybody with yellow hair? Well, that's the truth. The judge told Joey and me all about it.
And right now, Davis is on his way to Junction City.
He is, eh? Judson, go over to the circus grounds and tell the judge that I've started for Junction City.
But, madam,
Do as I say, because if this is true, I want to be the first to get my hands on dear, sweet Gerald.
Wait for us, ma'am. I don't think you ought to do this, ma'am. This Davis is a mighty rough character.
So am I when I get mad.
Well, I'm with you then.
Me too.
Hey!
his last shot. Well, I guess I was mistaken.
I sort of surprised you, didn't I, dearie?
I'll take him, Joey. Let him up. All right, Sheriff, take him in.
That was a beautiful bust in the snoot, Josh.
Why, thank you, Minerva.
Just call me Minnie from now on.
That suits me fine, Minnie.
Well, now that the circus is in the clear, we'd better get back and put on that matinee. Come on, Corky, Joey.
Just a minute. Minnie, I think you owe these folks an apology.
I think I owe them much more than that. Can you all come over to my house again after the matinee?
Well, thank you, ma'am. We'd be glad to.
Fine. I'll have a nice surprise for you to show my appreciation. Come on, Josh. We've got a wedding announcement to make.
Gee, Uncle Joey, maybe we'll get a gold mine after all.
Could be, Corky. Could be.